Hello, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is JuggleGod. I'm going to be your caster tonight for this matchup against Clark University. Now, your Post University Eagles have gone up against this school before. Different squad. I want to make sure that's clear. So it's going to be a different one of the Clark University schools. Currently Post sitting at 1-3. We're going to start things off on Oasis. Let's get things started there, chat.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1.
Constructing my teleporter. Okay. Deep breath.
And we are just spectating this time Post University, so we'll not have the normal view that you have become used to, but I love this start right here. It's going to be Oasis. It's University. The team is going to try and just TP up to the point, take them all by surprise. So let's see how this is going to work out for the Multikel once again on the Reinhardt. Ursodiumlvl. Looking for a play in the corner. Nice charge there, but it's not going to be enough as Arc Nasty is able to gun everybody down on the Bastion. So, going to get sent back to spawn, but Post University Eagles going to try again first. Possession going to go to...
Just part of the scientific method.
go to Clark. I apologize, everybody. My lights don't seem to be working at the moment, so I haven't been able to swap views. It's, gonna try and get this sorted out between this map and the next. So, Ursodiumlvl, you're getting a one-person view on this. Nice drop down. Crystal goes in a little bit early, gonna be taken out by the Reinhardt, who's just hiding underneath the wall right there. Try to stabilize. Multikel doesn't quite get it done. Sodium getting pushed back pretty hard. 30-some% on the board now for Clark. But at this point, Ultimate should be coming online here for Post University. They are going to be having to deal with, though, a barrage of them coming out from Clark as well, though. So, going to have something in mind, I think, for their own. Question is, are they going to be able to weather what Clark is going to be throwing at them here? They've got a Mei of their own. They're also going to have to be worried about this Bastion. I'm assuming both of the DPS going to be very close to their ultimates, as we can see Sodium is close to theirs. Actually, Sodium is swapped over to the Junkrat now, but Multikel gets two. Gonna lay down a third with the Shatter. The Sodium just making sure everybody's staying away from that flank. Expecting the Mei to come back. A nice charge from Multikel. Set a nice trap there for the Mei as soon as she gets out of the icebox. Ice block, rather. And with that, Post University has their first control. I'm looking for an opportune place to let this Riptire go from. Well, the Junkrat can always be, can instantly win a fight, taking it over to the high ground, looking out for the guns coming out from the Bastion, dropping them. Looks like they're not going to find anybody, but it doesn't matter. It's a great showing. The Riptire scared them, and the rest of the team got the work done. So, about 50% on the board here. Pause is coming in. So this might be an opportunity for me to work out some of my tech issues here. So I'm gonna throw it to just a quick break scene, but don't worry, we'll be back with everything. I want to make sure that we get this all sorted out. See you all back here soon. All right, we're back into the game. What's coming in? We are on Crystal now, it would appear. Yeah, I checked all of my controls, and looks like they're right. So I don't know exactly what is happening here, but 75% on the board here for Post University. Once they got the point, they've done a great job holding on to it. They just needed to build up some of these ultimates to kind of get an edge here. And talk about an edge right there. Both supports are down right now for the Clark squad. So Post University, this is going to be last fight territory, and in addition, Clark isn't even necessarily going to have a full slate of players back here for this push. But charge could be here, but shatter, but what a charge from Multikel. Crystal's going to go down, though, pretty quickly. The rest of the team trying to hold on to point. Arc has got one player down. Multikel takes them out. 2 players remaining from both squads on the point. It's just looking like the Junkrat and the Reinhardt, but it's gonna be Multikel coming out potentially with the win here. What a trap! Gonna take him out. Crystal gets there right in the nick of time because this ball booped our Reinhardt, our Multikel down underneath the floor, but the staggers are coming in. Not gonna be enough, and with that, the first map will go to Post.
Enemies there. Let's clear them up.
Score 1-0.
Work together and we'll make it through.
The world is a dream, not yet real.
I'm gonna try something real quick, chat.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Capture your objective.
We build a new world.
This is another brawl-centric map here on Oasis. Not quite as much as University, but Garden still definitely that case. Looks like, though, the other team got there first. Clark completely took Crystal and the rest of the squad by surprise. It just got there a little bit quicker. That's all you can really do. All you can really say about it. So I gotta regroup. Fortunately for them, that was a very quick fight that was lost. The point has just really become available, so there's not gonna be a whole lot of time lost, not a whole lot of percentage gained by Clark. And we saw what a great job Post University did once they were able to flip the point and get control of it. So hopefully we can see a repeat of that right here. Looking for another quick TP coming out from Post. Gonna slow down that Lucy just a little bit. That's gonna be a nice May ball, though. Gonna completely catch Crystal off guard. She goes down. Multikel falls shortly thereafter. With that, 30-some% gonna be on the board here for Clark. Post University gonna regroup here. Looks like they want to maybe try and take a lower route to the point this time. A different route, shall we say. Maybe the lower, maybe the mid. Looks like it's gonna be lower. Gonna have to watch out for the May wall here in case they're aware of it. And it looks like they're not. They're gonna be able to get onto point. Xavier's trying to take down those turrets. They're gonna get Crystal in the process. She wasn't able to pivot quick enough to keep the damage from coming to her. So with that, Clark gets another fight win. They're gonna be able to hold on to the point once again. And they're doing it very cheaply too. So we see a swap. We see an adjustment coming out now. Crystal gonna go over to the Torbjorn. We're coming up on a few ultimates as well. Vero's going to have the Kitsune Rush. That's going to be big. Multikel swapping over now to the Sigma. This could be interesting. Could help them deal with the Bastion a little bit more. Could also help them push in a little bit. But, oh, what an unfortunate wall from the opposing May. But still, despite that, the Coalescence coming in, doing a whole lot of damage. And with the speed boost behind them, Reinhardt's just tearing through the rest of the squad. Nobody's going to be able to touch point. Crystal trying desperately to get over there, but she will be denied. But what is this? A back cap coming in. It's not going to do it, though. It sounds like the Kitsune Rush just went off on point. So, 1-1 stays the score. And so it's all going to come down
Score
to City Center.
2-1.
Whoever controls the high ground here is going to be in the in kind of the best position to succeed here. So Sodium could stay on the Junkrat. That's a possibility. Crystal as well, honestly, on the Torbjorn. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a swap over to someone like a Soldier 76. That could be a great that could become a that could be a great counterpoint. And we do see, in fact, Crystal, she has swapped over to the Soldier 76, so she's likely going to be on that high ground, looking for Sodiumlvl to be taking a different angle. And now we're going to have the anchor on point with Orisa this time around.
Capture the objective.
And once again, I apologize for the POVs. I am locked into one single character right now. I'm working desperately trying to figure out how to change that. And again, we don't have the full spec this time, so Clark did ask for just the spectator for a post university, and so we're respecting that. Of course, we want to make sure they feel comfortable with everything. High ground going to be completely taken control of by Clark at this point, so that means Crystal's going to have to try and find a place to sit up on point. Taking a page out of post book, they're going to use the teleporter to try and get into the back line, but it's going to result in a it's going to result in some trades. And in fact, Post University going to get control of the point initially. Multikel holding things down very, very well on this Orisa right now. The Reinhardt really can't make a whole lot of progress on the point. They're going to try for a TP towards the back line once again, but they're doing a great job of dancing around, making sure they don't get where they know to be. What a wonderful rocket shot there from Crystal to take out Hunter and continue to hold on to this point. This was a best case scenario here for Post. They got the point before the fight was even won, and they were able to drag out this fight long enough that they built up about 20% on the point. So this is great. And now, of course, Crystal, she's going to be able to get that high ground. She's going to be able to keep it under control. Sodium actually coming up here as well. They've got a trap baited on point. So Multikel, if they can maybe back up into that, maybe bait somebody to it. So Crystal going to drop down onto the low ground as they hear everybody trying to make their way to it. What a huge anti-nade! The Riptire gets 3 as well, and that fight is done. Huge pull from Multikel with the Terror Surge, followed up by the Riptire from Sodium. I mean, that was by the books. The anti-nade as well. I mean, there was nothing. There was nothing that Clark could do in that situation, and very, very well played here by Post. Now we've got a Nano Boost coming in as well, so that could be great for Crystal. Crystal's she's going to want to try and build this attack visor as quick as she can. Again, they're trying once again to go for that back, trying to get to the high ground from the coast. That's not going to go well for him. Elle does fall. She doesn't quite have an opportunity to get the Nano Boost out there, but it doesn't seem to matter regardless. 80-some% and counting. This is going to be, once again, a scuffed fight if Clark can even get there. And what a showing on this map from Post University. They're pushing forward. They're going to try and stop this ball from getting to point. Nice. There is going to be one player on the point, though. Probably the Lucio. No, the Lucio's still coming at this point. Okay, they've got 3 players there now. They're looking to try and make a comeback of it. And what a coalescence to do just that. Crystal does go down right before she's able to get that attack visor online. We're going to watch and see what happens to the rest of the point here. I love it. We're still doing a little bit of camera work for us since we can't do our own. Arganasty goes down. Sodium again with the Riptire. This time finds 2. It's going to be enough, though, to get the job done. There comes the Terror Surge as well. Crystal's coming back in with the attack visor. Should be able to finish things off in short order. Hunter tries to touch the point. There's one more player left on it. It's going to be the Sombra, but they don't last long. And Post University takes the first map. Multikel getting the play of the game here. What if it's going to be this Riptire? Oh no, this looks to be the moment right towards the end of the map. So as things were winding down, great showing there. We're gonna throw it to a short break. I'm gonna again try to just very rapidly get this observing situation sorted out. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the game. Post University Eagles up 1-0.
4, 3,
We have figured out the issue with the controllers, so or with the controls rather. So we're gonna be able to view whoever won here. Multikel back on the Orisa. Kings Row is where we are going at the moment. Post University gonna be on the defense. Start things out. Got us end in the backline, which is interesting to see, especially considering the nerfs that just came in. So I'll be curious to just see how this goes for him. And what laser-like focus coming out from Multikel, able to take down that Moira. That's going to put a very big hitch in this push right here. Arc Nasty now. Pretty much taken out of commission by a beautiful Javelin spin plus Javelin throw as well. Just going to be the Lucio trying to get things done on point, but not going to be enough to get it done, and that's just about a minute off the clock too, and you love to see that. So Sodium on the junk, just throwing in a little bit of damage. Trying to build up to some ultimates, and let's take a moment to talk about those. Right now, Vero kind of leading the way. She's got 65% towards that nano boost. Oh, nice grenade coming out there from Sodium, just throwing in the spam damage, gets a lot done. Big anti coming in. That's going to be a Riptire to take care of business again. Second 3K of the night for Sodium on the Junkrat. Love to see it. And again, that it's been about 45 seconds of fight here for each of these, so that's a great position to be in right now for Post University. Elle having zero problems right now on the Zenyatta. So love to see that. Love a good Zenyatta. Love to see that they're still working out pretty well. That shield is just getting destroyed. Big Terror Surge coming in from Multikel, the charge out of it. Here comes a Blizzard. Oh my gosh, Elle almost gets the kill onto the Mei. Not quite gonna have what they need. Vero from on high. Looking to get something done here, trying to keep their team alive. That's going to be a nice biotic grenade. Delivers the nano boost as well. See if they can turn the tides of this fight, which they pretty much already have. It's just friendly Dom now on the Lucio. What a hold, especially considering two players went down. Who still tried to chase out this Moira, who was almost caught in that high ground. And I now seem to be locked again on this view. So, oh, there we go. Now we're good. Crystal immediately takes out Xavius, turns their sights right onto Hunter. She gets gunned down in the end by a coalescence, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think, to get things done here, as there's just a couple players remaining. What a headshot coming out from Elle as well. Love watching a good Zenyatta click heads. There's nothing quite so satisfying when you're playing a Zenyatta and getting to do just that. So let's talk about the ultimates though, because right now Crystal's got a very important one, especially with that Terra Surge. If you can lay down a Molten Core onto the point once they try to push in Terra Surge into it, this is going to be the final fight here as well for Clark. So if they're hoping to get, if they want to get in here, now is the time. They're going to try and go towards the back line. A great Molten Core there. The Terra Surge pulls in the Mei, going to be able to take them out. 30 seconds left to go. You know what? This fight was won so quickly. Clark might actually have an opportunity for another fight. That's 3 ultimates gone now for Post University. So they might have gotten a little too excited there. Take that back. That was actually 4. The Transcendence was used as well. So Vero has this nano boost. Post University just going to have to try and keep them from even touching point. And we can see already that they're trying desperately to get back there. The mortars don't get the kill that they needed. They're trying to break down that wall right now. Big shatter coming in. Crystal goes down. Elle has fallen as well. And it looks as though at the 11th hour, Clark might have punched their way through first point. But an incredible showing there from Post University. And given how dominant that hold looked for 90% of that push, I think we can expect good things here. Street phase, though, could be problematic. That's going to be a wall behind Multi right there. You can tell because he's not moving back anymore. A lot of damage coming in. That Bastion almost goes down, but they're able to duck behind the corner. Mei comes in for the Blizzard. Goes into the ice block. The Blizzard does take out Crystal, though, so this is a big opportunity for Clark to try and gain some ground, especially with Vero falling as well. There was a brief moment, a brief opportunity where maybe they could have turned it around, and oh no, Multikel might be in a very bad position right here. They get charged into a bastion, and the Mega isn't there. They try for it, and unfortunately, Post University gonna have to back up just a little bit. Crystal has respawned. Unfortunately, Elle falls pretty late in that fight, so Post University might be looking at an end of Street Space hold right here. Sodium desperately trying to get out of dodge, and unfortunately unable to do just that. So now I think we're almost certainly looking at a hold here right at the juncture between second and third. That's going to be a lot of people coming very quickly over towards Crystal. She gets out of there quickly, tries to go in with a Terror Surge. Big anti-nade, but it's not going to be for anything because Multikel goes down, and Clark has breathed some new life into themselves. Sodium does find one, but it's not going to be enough to hold them off. I don't think there's an outside chance. Maybe they can get something with a big Riptire before they actually get into third, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think wisely they're going to try and wait here. No, they're going to try and go in for it. They're at least touching. They're at least stalling to see if maybe they can wait for someone to get there. Elle is there. Oh, they had the sound barrier, but they didn't get it out in time. One player remaining on point. That's just going to be Multikel. Nano Boost delivered. Is it going to be enough to allow them to sustain through it? Oh, that wall is going to cause a lot of problems. Vero can't get the heals that they need. And she's just going to have to try and back up. Hopefully gets to that Mega, but oh no, they knew exactly where she was going. Unfortunate situation there for Post University. They threw a lot into that. Didn't quite get what they were hoping to get out of it.
I'll find my own.
So now we see the Vero swapped over to the Kiriko.
Soothing your wounds.
And once again, I appear to be locked on this person spectator. I swear I am pressing all the buttons that you see on the top right that tell me that I can swap to new spectators. It's gonna be a trade though. Friendly Dom down could be good, but with Crystal following as well and a Coalescence coming at them, it's gonna be difficult to sustain through this. The sound barrier has now expired. Big Suzu comes out from Vero to keep them alive through that. It's gonna have to be a last moment hold here from Post University if they are able to do it. Another Terror Surge from Multikel. Multikel has built like 8,000 of those over the course of this map. They eventually go down, but not before they take out Smitty, which is a big source of their heals. And with a Molten Core right behind them, they are going to be able to hold off defeat, or not defeat at least, but hold off getting captured. I am pressing every button that I should. Oh, there we go. Now we're back. Now we can change views again. So Sodium got a Riptire ready to go. Vero has the Kitsune Rush, which is tremendous considering that she just swapped over to that hero. A lot of damage going into that shield. Turret goes down. That's fortunately the only oh no, what a great shot there to take out the Riptire. And oh my gosh, Multikel was robbed of that kill off the map. Elle falls as well. 9 seconds left to go here. If they can at least hold off until overtime. The Bastion does go down, but it's 4 players on the point. Vero's down. Nobody else left. And that's going to be Clark walking it in overtime. But I got to tell you again, what a phenomenal hold on first point from Post University. So given how good that looked, I'm hoping that we could see kind of a repeat of that success. And then the ideal situation moving into the attack half for Post University, the ideal situation is that they can capture with over a minute on the clock, because if they do that, then Clark isn't going to get an opportunity to attack again. So that's what we're hoping to see right now. Let's take just a quick peek at the stats to kind of get an idea of how things are going for you. The support line is actually showing up in a huge way right here for Post right now, combining for a total of 23 kills, 23 eliminations between the two of them. So you love to see that. Or I'm sorry, that's those were the DPS. I had the order wrong in my head. It's Elle and Vero. Elle and Vero actually 18 is pretty good as well. Happy to see that. But right now it's really been Multi and Sodium at least holding things down in terms of the eliminations that are coming in. Sodium wants to get on the Junkrat, and Crystal, she's gone back over to the Symmetra. So looking to see some more solid TP stats coming out from the squad.
2, 1.
We do a multi-kill.
Commence.
I'll find my own.
Back on the Reinhardt. Actually, we're going to watch Crystal here for this TP, see where it's going to go. Actually going to take this high ground rotation. It's entirely possible that they could... Oh, okay, we're going to go for the high ground rotation in this direction. That's beautiful. The TP actually gets out before the wall goes up, which means they're able to get onto the point. Big anti-nade again. Elle just has an insane sixth sense for these. Force the ice block out of the Mei. 2 players already down, and Post University just gonna sweep through this Clark squad on first.
G'day, Cobber. If at first you don't succeed, blow it up again.
Hi. Teleporter manifesting.
Objective A captured. Escort the payload.
Papa Geppetto, I appreciate the note in chat. Spectator was working a little wonky lately. Of course, because of the delay, you're going to hear me give you this thanks about 3 minutes after you sent it. But regardless, do appreciate you. Oh, that's a big wall coming out from the Mei. Multikill's somehow alive. What a huge Suzu. They break the wall in the nick of time. That allows them to... Honestly, it is so much utility was expended there from Clark. Post University needs to just kind of push on this, especially considering the Bastion is down. Nice charge coming out as well. Gonna be able to finish off Hunter, and with that, they're gonna crack this point wide open. And the Bastion doing everything they can. Decides to go. Multikel goes ahead and decides to use the Shatter. Things were starting to look a little bit iffy there. That was a lot of damage, right? The Bastion, the Mei, especially with a skill orb coming out from the Moira too. That could quickly turn the tide in their favor. So I like using the ultimate. Might have seemed a little excessive at first, but I mean, considering the fact that it's the first one that they're going to be using, right? At this point, they've got 4 still coming, so not a big problem to say the least. They're going to be holding up here pretty aggressively because of the nature of that fight and how they've won it. Kind of a little bit late. They only need to win one more fight to push into third right here, which is fantastic. Ball comes out, and this time Multikel able to duck and dodge over it pretty well. Blizzard comes in. Kitsune rushes well the Suzu to try and get everybody out of the Blizzard. They do just that. And in the meantime, the Riptire comes through, rips a hole into Clark. Reinhardt not going to last long. And Post University coming into third point with a very healthy time bank.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Over here!
What's up? Vero the cure. Let's move.
I got the Nano Boost going once again. Elle, she has just been hitting the most ridiculous anti-nades this entire match. If you've got an Ana who can get anti-nades, then you can win games. Turret's causing a little problem right here. Looks like Crystal gets caught out. The Nano Boost delivered. Looks like a couple players maybe actually just peeked a little too far, a little too early. That's going to be Hunter charging Multikel out of existence. So a fight win there from Clark. It does take the Nano Boost out of the equation and the Kitsune Rush as well, actually. So now we're looking at a Shadow coming out for Multikel. But Multikel has consistently been hitting those. I like the patience with which Multikel is doing this as well. Nice anti-nade onto the Lucio. They're going to have to back up quickly, which is going to get a lot of space. Crystal's even able to finish it off from the high ground as well. Sodium gets a kill. Smitty getting chased down hard by that beam of crystals. May trying desperately to survive as long as they can. Keep that card from moving, but with 4 minutes on the clock and only one more fight left to win, Post University is looking to be in fantastic position here. Also got Junkrat up here on the high ground too. A lot of damage coming in. Here comes the Riptide right above them. They have no idea where it's coming from. Takes out one. That might be all that they need. Nobody contesting the point. They try to get there, but 3:40 is the time on the clock. The sound barrier late.
Go get him.
And with that, Post University is in a fantastic position to take this map and to make it 2-0, putting themselves on match point. Crystal gets a couple of kills from the turrets while we are loading from one screen to the other. Again, for the moment, we get this static look of the skyline. So Post University, all they got to do, one tick on first point. One tick on first point. I mean, they practically had that before Clark was even able to contest the point. So Clark needs to be very aware that there's likely going to be some kind of a teleporter situation happening here, right? Let's take just a moment to see if, in fact, yep, Crystal, she's back on the Symmetra.
It's nothing to worry about.
I always worry, Anna. But I trust you are doing what is
Let's see what decide to go this time. I love also working with a Symmetra who's got, like, you know, 800 different teleporter locations, you know, in their head. So let's see what they decide to do this time. With 340 on the clock, they can also afford to just bank ultimates. Just bank ultimates and then let them all loose. Of course, if you do that, you got to make sure you do it at the right time, because that could be pretty deflating, pretty defeating. It looks like they're considering just going straight in. This is curious. They've got a Diva this time around. That's actually going to make things very easy for Crystal. Crystal's going to have a great time with this, but a lot of damage coming in. And with Xavius on the Echo, they're going to just mow down Post University. So we're going to get a swap. It's going to be a Torbjorn now. And that's going to cause some problems for this Echo in the sky. Right? If Crystal, if she can find a good place for that turret, this could be fantastic. So Multikel swapping over to the Zarya too. So the Diva doesn't even really get any kind of a reprieve from the beams, right? It's the same threat here from the Zarya. Maybe even arguably more so because of just the sustain and how long they can put damage in. Sure, the damage is higher from the Symmetra once you get going, but Multikel is down. But look at this, they're gonna get the D-Mech onto the baby Diva. That could be huge, right? They may even want to let the baby Diva stay in baby form here. If they do that, they could regroup pretty quickly before they're able to remech. And yeah, Crystal now has respawned, so there is an opportunity to push in. I don't think I saw a mech Diva. Nope, she's back in the mech. Doesn't take too long to get it back, so fortunately for them, at least, they're back into it. Multikel, about 90% on their charge. Found the Diva. She's not going to be able to get out of there in time. That's going to be a quick D-Mech. This could be the beginning of the end. This could signal the victory here for Post University as everybody's just getting lasered down. One tick on the board, on the way. Just a couple of players trying to hold out, but Smitty gets gunned down, lasered down. There goes Lucio, and with that, Post University is in the lead 2-0. They have put themselves on match point with just a phenomenal showing here on King's Row. And Multikel, I'm imagining this is going to be that shatter that we saw in the Streets phase early on. It's going to be this whole interaction, it looks like. You know, they catch the Bastion looking the other way and say, you know what, just everybody have a seat. Go back to spawn. See you next time. So, we're going to throw it to a break. It's about a 5-minute break now for the players. If we're going to get back into it sooner, of course, we're going to drop into it sooner. But expect to be about 5 minutes before we jump back in. See you all very soon. Hello everybody and welcome back. No 5-minute break this time. We are straight back into it. Your post-university Eagles gonna be trying to send it home here with a 3-0 on Suravasa. Multi-kill on the Junker Queen. This is a look we don't see too often from Multikel, so I'm excited for it. Crystal back on the leg. She's gonna get the point first, even with that speed boost from Elle. And they're gonna be able to take a nice position here. See if they can keep them away, but that's going to be a teleporter somewhere up to that high ground right there. Vero gets gunned down almost immediately. What a play from them. Honestly, teleporter plays have been a big thing recently. That's going to be a nice swipe there from Multikel. They're going to be able to finish off Arc and Nasty, but that's going to be about all they're able to do here. Ursodiumlvl going to just hold on for a couple more seconds before getting sent back to spawn. So Clark University gonna come away with first control here. We take a look though, Sodium is already over halfway to a Blizzard, so that could be huge. Hunter is on the Zarya too, which is interesting. We're gonna see Crystal swap over as well. So we're going, looks like we're going beams,
Got something to kill here.
at least somewhat. Crystal wandering around looking for that ideal point from which to teleport. It's going to be kind of difficult though without a shield, right? So it may be that they just look to get pretty close to point and then use the TP kind of in the middle of the fight in order to cause some problems. We even throw a TP bomb somewhere. High ground once again going to be controlled here by Clark. And there we go. TP up onto that high ground. They immediately drop though, unable to stay up there. A lot of damage coming in. Jared actually doing a bit of damage to Arc Nasty. Here comes a Blizzard though from Sodium, able to get several in it. That's gonna flip the point in their favor. Zarya holding on for just a moment or two longer with a Moira in tow, but in the nick of time, Post University captures the point.
Over here. Defend this spot.
Definitely gonna have to be looking out for a few ultimates here. Post University gonna need to potentially win 2 more fights here, just depending on kind of how long this one goes. The big thing I'm gonna be looking for is the sound barrier from Friendly Dom. They're gonna have Post University gonna want to make sure that they get that out. Window could help with that pretty substantially if they get that out early. That's gonna be nice. The TP did not work out for Clark, so that's putting him in a great position. Sodium goes very aggressive. That's gonna be a nice swipe there coming out from Multikel to get a little extra damage in, but the tides are turning in favor of Clark. Looks like they may be primed to take this one as Multikel having a hard time getting close to point. But look at this. They're turning it around at the last moment. Vero is down. They go for the rampage, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They have to try and find a way to get to this mega and then get back on the point, but I don't think that's going to happen. They're just going to have to look towards the next point. Multikel just uses the rally to get out of there as quick as they can. So first point, gonna go to Clark. Second one is up and ready to go though, and already Post University moving towards it. They may be able to get there actually pretty quickly considering where it was spawned, and in fact kind of set up a defensible position before Clark gets there. Especially considering Crystal has this wall too. This could be a nice quick fight win here for Post University. Oh no, actually it looks like it was a different spot than I thought it was. Clark is actually gonna be able to get there first. So Crystal might need to use this wall kind of in an aggressive way just to let them kind of close the distance, especially once the Bastion gets into their turret form. There's another TP somewhere towards the back line. Turret's going out onto the point, but they're going to be taken down relatively quickly by Clark. Post University moving in. The point has been captured by Clark at this point. And now Ursodiumlvl looking to get something going on the high ground. Gets spotted out by the Lucio. Going to be pushed out towards the main. That's a big grab coming up. Here comes an Ant Matrix to see if they can turn things around. The window keeps the vast majority of the damage away, but Elle's still gonna fall. Sodium down to just 15 HP. Vero's got her work cut out for her. Eventually has time to turn back around and get those heals over to them. But 45% on the board. Post University needs to turn this around now. Xavius does go down. Riptire's ready to go here, but there's just so much damage coming in. They can't do anything about it. So Post University gonna need to get out of here quick. Elle is there. Can they get Crystal out? Crystal's able to TP just barely, but can they get all the way? Not quite. So 70% on the board. Post University might have a very hard time with this push. And in fact, I think they're even questioning whether or not they're going to try and make it. We do hear the swap back over to Soldier 76, and Post University is going to give the point over. So now they got to get the reverse sweep on the Flashpoint map in order to take the win here. This was the point that I thought they had initially. I thought this was going to be the second one that we saw. So in this case, though, Post is going to be able to get here and set up pretty effectively. Crystal already taking the high ground on the legs. It's going to be a nice ball coming in. Sodium was already taken one out with a Riptire. That's going to be friendly Dom. So don't have to worry about that. Smitty falls shortly thereafter. And now, because Multi smells blood in the water, they're going to try and push through. But that blood might have been one of their own. And Sodiumlvl is going to go down. But the damage is good enough for them to take the point, take the fight, and start to set up for the next one. So Elle has the sound barrier. That's going to be could be very, very clutch, because I'm anticipating another big ultimate coming in. We could have the Coalescence. I think is actually the big one that I would be looking for at this point, coming out from the Moira. Not sure that we've seen that one yet, and we have seen some of the others, especially that grab. That grab has already gone down. So Multikel actually going kind of in an interesting position here. Oh, that was great. They predicted actually the TP up onto that high ground, but the Fire Strike was just a little too much time to expose. So they're going to go down 48% on the board here. Or going to get up to a little bit more as Crystal tries to get out. Ooh. He's hoping maybe she can get that healing point back, but that's not going to be the case. So back to spawn she goes. But that's given an opportunity for some of the other ultimates to come up. So now Vero's going to have this Kitsune rush. But at this point, they might actually have to watch out now for a Graviton Surge again. If not at the very beginning of this fight, then potentially towards the end, especially if it goes a little bit long. Oh, that's going to be a nice jump into the back line there from Sodium to take one out. But they almost get caught up in a bad position. They peaked just a little too long. That's going to be both DPS down here for Post University. Elle, though, getting things done. It's now the supports and the tank. And you can't count any of them out, especially considering Multikel getting the healing they need. Vero doing everything they can to keep them alive. 70% on the board here. Post University has to get this win, and it looks like they're going to do just that as they've taken out a couple. The wall is there, but it's not going to matter. What a huge series of plays. What a huge fight coming out from the supports and the tank to give Post University that fight win and to stave off defeat here on Flashpoint. They got to get the next 3. There's no room for error as far as that's concerned. They can maybe lose a fight or two. Multikel's got a Shatter coming online. Got the Riptire as well. I'm not sure if Clark is even going to try and push here. Oh, there was a Shatter. I believe that came out from Multikel, so that'll put a stop to that. Ensures them that point. And also going to give them an opportunity to potentially get over to this Flashpoint pretty quickly as well. To kind of just depend on how quickly the enemy team is going to spawn. So given how far away this is, this might end up being a fight in the neutral here. Kind of in the neutral ground, that is. I like the positioning that Sodium is taking right now. Making sure some of the entrances are covered. Cool. It looks like Clark University going to try and take this from the high ground here. Sodium might want to try and back off a little bit, see if they can find a position from which to throw this Riptire. But so much of that spam damage is really, really important too, especially when you're looking at someone like Zarya, who doesn't necessarily have kind of the pushing power that a Reinhardt would. Here we go. Sodium now looking for a sneaky spot for that tire. Here it comes. Gonna look for the back line. They find 2. That's gonna secure them the fight win. Kitsune Rush is there as well, so it might have been a small overinvestment from Post University, but small, I think, is the key word there. They've still got a couple of ults on board for the next fight, and a third that is going to be coming up very quickly as well. So looks like Post University kind of shook off some of those jitters from the initial couple of fights here, initial couple of rounds here on Flashpoint. Temporary once again could be pretty good, because I think we're actually looking at a Graviton Surge with the ultimate from the Bastion. So I think that's the big one they're going to be looking out for. So Elle actually needs to play pretty safe right here. She needs to make sure she stays alive for this push when it comes. What? Potentially a boop right there. It's going to be Moira getting booped all over the place. Eventually falls Shatter comes out from Multikel once again. There's the sound barrier to secure the point. A sound barrier comes out in response, I believe, from the other side as well. But Post University, they've evened it up 2-2 now here on Flashpoint. And they know where the last one is. We've got one more point to go here.
Next, Flashpoint ruins.
Can Post University bring it back here? They just need one more map. They just need one more point to go their way. They'll have their 3-0 here over Clark. But all of their ultimates are gone at this point.
Unlocks in 10 seconds.
This is going to be a tough one for them. They're going to have to, once again, this time they're going to have to win it in the neutral for themselves. No ultimates online for them. And Elle, off in Kansas at the moment, trying to scout, has found them. The point has opened up, and Post University going to get it right off the bat. That's fantastic for them. They're at least going to be able to build up some percentage here. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, though. Vero on the Kiriko. Reinhardt not in a great position. Unfortunately, they're going to go down. So 20% on the board. That might be just about all they get. The rest of the squad trying to back up at this point. Yeah, Elle ducking and dodging just as well as they can. Seeing if they can maybe get another kill out here. Oh, that TP I don't think did quite what they wanted it to. They were looking to get the TP over to Crystal, but it wasn't the way that ended. But that was a huge opportunity for Post University to build some ultimates, right? Because now we've got the Riptide, now we've got the Kitsune Rush coming in. Multikel's gonna have a Shatter as well, so the ult rotation could be good here. So getting that strike out of the way early is pretty big, too. They're not gonna have to worry about that. That's a huge thing kind of off their back. What a charge coming out from Multikel as well. Takes out Xavius, but now they're in kind of an awkward position. Can they get this pick on the Bastion? Oh, what a huge bubble coming out. Multikel just throws themselves in the thick of it, says, I don't care. The sound barrier is out, but it does not matter. We do have a pause, everybody. So we're going to take a moment to see how this goes. But it looks like, yeah, we had a DC. So it looks like they're the Lucio for Clark DC'd. So, oh my gosh. And according to, I don't know where Clark is, but apparently there are blackouts going on in their city right now. So people are just losing power. But it looks like Friendly Dom is back into the game. So we're going to get this going, get this underway here again very soon. So should be back to it here momentarily. 78% on the board, though, here for Clark. Post University has to get this fight win. I mean, well, they have at this point. So now that things have come back for pause, Post University now one fight away. We are in final fight, potentially final fight territory, right? If for whatever reason Post University steps off and Clark gets it, then they're in the last fight. There's just enough time for Clark to attempt once more before Post University gets this win. So one fight separates Post from a big win here over Clark, and Sodium has got the Riptide ready to go. That's going to be a big thing we're watching. Sodium recognizes that too, looking for an opportunity, looking for somewhere that they can maybe try and hide, try and wait. Bastion has the turret out. Here comes the Riptide that we've been waiting for. We know that they're coming from somewhere above. They've actually looped around towards the other side of things. It gets gunned down. That's huge for Clark. But with Hunter down, Vero getting the final blow on that. This could be what Post University need, is just the Bastion on point. They're going to go down right after that. Lucio trying to stall things out on point just as long as they can. Holding out some hope from Clark. And I mean, this Lucio is actually proving very slippery. He eventually goes down to Multikel. Is that going to be enough time? Ball tries to get to point, but what a boop coming out from Elle. The celebratory sound barrier, and Post University gets the win in 3. I mean, everything came together here tonight for Post. They looked dominant this entire game. Let's take another peek at a Multikel ultimate. That was the one that stopped that recontest and we thought just might happen. And a fantastic game all the way around from everybody at Post University. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. GG's. That's gonna take Post up to 2-3 now. So we're on their way back to 500 on the season. Got our fingers crossed they will be back there soon. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow Post on all social media. GG's, and see you next time.